What's good, everybody? It is your boy, Nerd 5K Clutch 824/7. You are here getting the best ability stack that you guys need towards the end game of Madden 24 when it comes to CFM. You guys have played CFM so much by this time, or you might even be playing CFM for the first time this year, and we are going to give you guys the best ability stacks to do with every single combination that you need in the game. If you're balanced, if you like to pass and run, if you like to just heavy pass, if you want to actually run the ball, if you just want to prepare your defense from the pass, prepare for the run, or stop your opponent from doing one thing so you can build to your strengths and stop it in the other. So we're going to show you guys every single thing with every single position here in this video, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know what other questions you guys might have for CFM and anything else that you guys need info for as far as CFM to not only go towards the next Madden, but also in this one as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the quarterback position. And we're going to just go ahead and go with the quarterback that everybody loves to use in Madden. And we're just going to use Patrick Mahomes. He's literally that guy. Psych, let me stop. The best quarterback in the game, I'm not gonna lie to you, is down there in Baltimore. Is that man Lamar Jackson, right? Only thing that he actually gets every ability. Yeah, he gets every ability. So the best stack that you guys need, as I go ahead and move my camera up a different way so you guys can see what we're actually doing, is the first thing that you always need here in the slot is Hot Route Master. This is for the pass. First off, we're going to do it for the pass. So first off, you're going to need Hot Route Master. Next up, you're going to need to have, especially here in this slot, you're going to need a passing ability, and it's going to need to be Fearless. So after you use Fearless, you can pick which passing ability, which velocity ability that you need. So either you can use Set Feet Lead, which is for pocket quarterbacks. So that means when your feet are set, you're throwing that. You're like throwing it and you throwing it and you just hit it. You just don't want to throw it. You don't want to throw it on a run. You want to throw it on when you're just sitting in a pocket, just doing whatever. Go ahead and hit that set feet lead and go ahead and hit that gunslinger with the Fearless. And then over here on this side, you can hit it with the. Let's see what else you can use here. You can use it with a conductor, right? I suggest that Hot Route Master and Conductor always be here in this spot, because to sit here and get off 2 extra hot routes, technically 3, 4, 5, if you sit here and smart route the ones that's already there and then hit 2 more, you're literally getting everything done, and you can hike it as soon as it's time to hike. Fearless, Set Feet Lead, Gunslinger, or if you are not a pocket and you want to throw it more on the run, then you can go ahead and switch out pass lead and you set out. If you don't want to stand in a pocket and you want to actually do a more mobile quarterback, you can take out Set Feet Lead and put in Pass Lead Elite. So that means no matter where you are, which is in the pocket or outside the pocket, it will be, as long as you lead the pass, it's going to give you much more throw power on your passes. Well, with a gunslinger, you probably wouldn't need to pair that along with each other, but it definitely helps, because that's the faster speed, no matter if you're high passing, low passing, or whatever. The gunslinger is definitely needed. And also, if you want to be like pure passing on the run, you need roaming and dashing Deadeye. You gotta need one or the other, because dashing Deadeye is perfect accuracy on all your throws while you're running outside the pocket. So while you're running and you throwing that ball, wherever your feet are set at 40 yards to that, then that means it's literally going to be a perfect accuracy whenever you do it. And here with roaming, it's basically the same thing. It's all unpressured throws while your feet are set out of the pocket. That's more of like a pocket thing, but if you could put that out with a mobile quarterback, so if you just want to throw and you have enough time to go ahead and throw a deep cover 3, cover 2 bomb, man bomb, like anything like a cover beater, 1 play touchdown, you can also use roam and Deadeye right here. So basically, whatever your play style is, that is what you want to go ahead and pair with your quarterback. But literally the God stack is Hot Route Master, Conductor, Fearless, and then it's literally up to you what you want to pick. So you can go ahead for a runner, you can go ahead and use dashing Deadeye, and you can use yeah, you can even use gusty scrambling. It's immune to throwing penalties caused by defenders while on the run. So basically, even when you're getting chased and you have that perfect accuracy on the run, you could pair that up with whatever you are. So basically, if you know how to throw it blue every single time, you can just use Gutsy Scrambler and not use Dashing Deadeye, because this is actually on all throws under 40 yards. If you actually know how to throw a blue pass, make sure you guys go ahead and just use Gutsy Scrambler, because you run out of pocket, you sit here and throw it blue every single time. Whoever is like literally in your face, you're not going to get you're not going to be affected by this at all. Now, if you guys don't know how to throw blue passes, make sure you guys go ahead and hit up my man's David T. Oh, actually, wrong way. Y'all go ahead and hit up my man's David T. Hit up that video, and he will show you guys how to throw a blue pass. Make sure you guys tell him I sent you. But yeah, it's many different things you can do with that. And then here's a pocket quarterback. What you can do, you can have the hot route master, have the conductor, have the fearless, have the pocket Deadeye. Okay, because you know that you're not going to sit here and throw anything outside the pocket. You want to do everything inside. You can have pocket Deadeye, and also if you want to, you can add a quick draw on. So that means if it is pressuring your face, the throwing motion actually gets faster when you have this on. Or you can keep the gunslinger on as well. You know he's a pocket, go ahead and use that pocket Deadeye. Or if you would like, just go ahead and have set feet lead. Set feet lead is just basically the throw power with the gunslinger inside the pocket, and you're just going to make it every single time. But another stack that you can do if you're not going to use the well, you can use throwing abilities, things of that nature. If you don't want the conductor, best thing to do is use inside Deadeye. Basically, no matter how far you throw the ball, no matter how you throw it, it's going to be blue every single time. You can use the fearless just in case it's pressure, so that means you can have the fearless matched with the inside Deadeye, set feet lead, and gunslinger. If really if you just want the no, actually you do need these two paired up against each other, so basically you can just do that. Or if you're throwing it towards the sidelines more, you know how to throw it within the middle of the field, then that means you can use sideline Deadeye. That means it's literally blue passes every time it goes towards the sidelines, basically outside the numbers. You can basically blue pass it together. But if you put these two together, sideline Deadeye and pass inside Deadeye, you can literally blue any pass in the game. If you feel like you could just use a slinger one or something like that and just use the gunslinger, it's basically almost the same thing except if you lead. It's just basically it's already fast and you get that throw power and things like that. It definitely helps you out. But this is what you would do with normal passing. Now, with a mobile quarterback, this is how you do with a mobile quarterback. Also, if you know that you don't have gunslinger and you want help with that, you can either use safety valve, which means whatever throw to the running back is going to be great, or you can use, where is it at? It's this one right here. It's tight out. So basically, I like to put tight out on because I run to tight end, and I'm majorly use my tight end a lot. So tight out is literally the one thing that I like to use when I'm using it, because every time on a high pass, any pass, whatever goes to the tight end is a gift wrapped in CFM. Those are the closest things you're going to get to it, unless you use deep out elite, mid in, mid out, mid deep in, deep out. It's basically the only way that you can get as close to gift wrap in CFM as it is. But when you're running the ball, I would suggest you still using a throwing ability and even a hot route master, because then you don't know when you're running the ball or when you're doing anything like that. So the best thing you could do is definitely use gunslinger and hot route master. We can get rid of these three. So we could definitely use a jukebox here. We can use a fast break, and in this point here, it's up to you. So you can definitely use another running ability like a bulldozer if he's a quarterback that could help you out with trucking and not fumble as much. You could use not a sleight of hand. Let's see what else you can use. You could use an agile or anchored extender. Basically, if you just sit here and if you know a DB is blitzing you, you can get that animation off and then still run and do what you need with that. But at this moment in time, you could use a spin cycle. Spins isn't really been good this year, but if you got somebody like Lamar, spins could be good. But at this point, you don't see anything else as far as running abilities here in the game. You might just need to use probably fast break, jukebox, route master, gunslinger, and if you do want to run, you know, kind of help you out with the running, I'm pretty sure that would help. Oh, no. This is playing from behind. Closer, Homer. You could stack those, right? So if you use Homer and you're playing at home and you have the trust ability on, it says rush for 1 yard. Every time you rush with the quarterback, instead of 6 plays to get trust, it's 3 plays. If you're away, you can enter the zone easily in the second half. So it's kind of okay. You might want to get it from the first and then keep using it towards the second. Or even if you get in the first, lose it in the second half, you don't really need to use it as much. But yeah, you kind of stack that with trust or stack that with a freight train. Rush for 10 yards a few times, then you'll end up getting it for almost the rest of the game. You can definitely get toxic and do that, and pair it with the Homer, with the closer, with even clutch. And you see with clutch, it's in the fourth quarter in close game, you get this ability, you can easily enter and remain in a zone. So basically it acts like a AKA X Factor, but it's in the fourth quarter. It's like you can't, it's just only in the fourth quarter. That's why it's not really the greatest thing. If you can use clutch or something like that throughout the whole game, it's literally going to be something that's going to get banned. It's going to be too OP. So if you use like a Homer and stack it with that, you could possibly do that, but you still need to throw in abilities, you still need things of that nature. So that's why I suggest go ahead and using Homer only when you're at home. When you're away, then I would just go ahead and use a safety valve or tight out. Technically, if you're trying to run the ball, roll out, do the little cheese with the quarterback, and you still need to dump it off to somebody, you can use that as well to know that they're going to get the catch. But that's what I like to use as my quarterbacks, which is passing and running and balance. Let's go ahead and head to the running backs. Here at running back is definitely a no-brainer. It pretty much hasn't changed since we guys seen the last video. But here with the running back, I'm gonna let you guys get the balanced version first. So you gotta have evasive. If you have evasive on your running back, he is the best thing to have. Or you can easily just have jukebox. If your running back is jukebox, you literally have already won the game. Especially because players do not have the secure tackler. People do not have no outsiders and inside stuff, things of that nature. Just have that jukebox on. Maybe pair it with human joystick if you're able to get it, like a Christian McCaffrey is. Then that means it's literally GG's. But if you have that evasive stack with the bruiser, it's almost no stopping this running back. And then I like to, because I am a smart weirdo, I like to pair it up with Energizer and Second Wind. Basically, you use the evasive to do your jukes and spins and all that, and if you completely do it right, here at Energizer, you get your speed back, because if you do a juke move, it goes down a bit. Do another juke, it goes down a little bit. But with Energizer, it brings you right back up, and with a chance to replenish your stamina once per play with Second Wind, you get your speed back again. So then here at the fourth one, you can pair it up with a human joystick. This will probably be my favorite stack. And then if you want to put it with a freight train, only at 95 overall, but right here you'll probably use trust. Or even use it with first one free. So basically, they increase their fake outs on the next juke, spin, or hurdle. Wrecking ball increases the success on trucks and stiff arms. So really it's just trust. Trust means that you're not even going to fumble. You're not even going to like pay attention to anything that's going on. It's literally, this stack right here is literally the best, in my opinion. And everybody else has their combos. Everybody else got things that they like to do the best. I feel like this is still the best that you can use here. Now, if you want, and you want to just have the Second Wind on and not, well, actually, you just want to have Energizer on and not Second Wind, then I highly suggest putting on Tank. You put on Tank, you'll break almost any hit stick tackle made on them, and then not only pair that up with trust when it's lit up, you're not going to fumble with a hit stick either. So it definitely helps you out in that aspect as well. Um, and you can even put on persistent. So that means persistent, it helps you not get knocked out of the zone. So if you have somebody with a freight train, you got somebody with a truz, um, what was the other one over there? Max security. Um, you could literally just not get knocked out of the zone as much. That means you got to knock somebody in the backfield twice instead of once. You get to have them drop passes twice, not once. So it's definitely a good thing to have on them. But if you have somebody that's a power back, like let's just go back to the Ravens and have that man Derrick Henry. He's not at that 95 overall yet, but if you want to stack that on him, you would have the bruiser, you would have the jukebox, you would have the persistent. You can have that freight train on, and then at that very last spot, add a 95 overall, which would be a 95 overall power back. Then that would means you would have. It's basically still the same thing that you would have here, but you could easily add on that energizer. You can add on a tank, but that's probably going to be the stack for me if I use bruiser, jukebox, persistent, tank, and freight train. It's basically boosting that card up to be even better than he is now. But let's go back over to Christian McCaffrey, and I'm gonna show you the stack for a balanced. So basically, to help you out here, you gotta have evasive on 100%. You technically don't need human joystick though, but you can shift momentum, turn a quarter, do all that without sacrificing speed. So if you use that hard cut, you won't sacrifice speed with that. And then when you actually do the juke with evasive, the energizer and second wind kicks in for you to get more possibly within that run, so you won't get as tired, so you can do another juke. But if you don't want human joystick, you can definitely use a short inch or a short out to definitely help out with more catches for real. You can use backfield mismatch. You have better catching and route running coming up the backfield against linebackers and linemen. You can use that if you want to. You can use backlash. You can actually combine tank and backlash, so whenever somebody actually tackles you, you'll get fatigued whenever you tackle them the whole time. So that means your whole defense is basically getting tired just by tackling this man. If you put on backlash and wrong one, and tank, and then you can technically use matchup nightmare, because if you have linemen and linebackers on them the whole time, that matchup nightmare is definitely going to be something to help out. So this will actually be a very good balanced stack, which is evasive, tank, backlash, and matchup nightmare. If you really want to be toxic and use that tank and backlash, then go ahead and do it. It's the end of the year. Go ahead and do it. Nobody's really going to pay attention until they have to go up against it and be like, why is all my men tired? They're already complaining about fatigue, and then they'll use somebody like this and it's just be like, wow, I can't do anything. And then when you pass so much that they can't use her anymore with that main guy because they're so tired, then you can throw it out the backfield with them. You can throw your crossers, your posts, your slants, your streaks, and they won't even catch up to him because they've been already tired tackling him so much. Switch over to somebody else that has to be fresh. Now everybody else is tired. They're tired for the rest of the game. This is basically a chess match. That's why you would technically use that. But if you do want to do it as a passing, you could do first one free because you do have that stack down here as well. You could use max security, possession catches. You could possibly, but it's really just, it's kind of like satellite. Satellite's kind of like a rack them up, yak them up with the running back. You feel what I'm saying? So could use that, could use trust, could use freight train. Ankle breaker is really just if you just want to just fake everybody out juking when that's already done. When you're already doing that with jukebox and pet that on, you don't really need it. But those are the ones that you use at running back. Let's go to wide receiver. Here at wide receiver, we're going to the man Jay Jettis himself, and we're basically, it's just going to be self-explanatory for me. If you really want to throw it to somebody that just does not have any regard for human life, this is basically my favorite stack when it comes to wide receiver. You have mid out, mid in, deep out, which is basically the new ability that is in MUT, which is deep KO. I believe it's called deep KO. That anything past 20 yards, you're going to get a more catches consistently, right? So here, 10 to 20 matched with the 20 plus. So that means after 10 yards, he's going to have improved catching. Everywhere else, you can do it just like that. If it's somebody like Jay Jettis and he's on the outside, and he's going to be using the outside a lot more, then I would suggest taking out one of the mid outs and mid ends and be like, where is he really going to be used at? Probably going to be used on out routes past 10 yards or things of that nature, or probably more mid end. So you'll take out the mid out and you'll put in evasive, right? So now that acts like a jukebox spin cycle for the wide receiver. So after they go ahead and get that catch, now you can use jukebox and basically just beast with them after the catch as well, paired up with yak 'em up. This is like literally probably the most OP stack when it comes to being a wide receiver. So mid in, deep out, or you can just sub it in mid in or mid out, something like that. Or if you just want to use the deep in and deep outs at any time past 20 yards, if you're always going to put them past 20 yards and it's never going to be underneath that, then you can go ahead and take out the mid in and a mid out and put in possibly a grab and go. You can use a red zone threat. If you can't get evasive, you can always put in jukebox. Another thing that you can definitely use, especially if you're a quarterback, if you don't have hot route master, you can use route apprentice to kind of counter that. So that means you can take out that hot route master and add it towards all of your wide receivers, running backs, or tight ends that needs that ability on. That's why I didn't say use that with any other ones, because if your quarterback already has hot route master, you wouldn't need it. But if you do not get hot route master or do not want to use hot route master and you want to use it to certain abilities on the field, then go ahead and use the route apprentice, wide receiver apprentice, tight end apprentice, running back apprentice on your wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. Then you can go ahead and use that extra slot that was for hot route master and use it for something else. You can definitely use route technician. You can use I don't suggest using acrobat. I think it's one of the worst abilities in the game this year. Definitely could use a grab and go though. So after you catch it, then you can pair this up together. You won't sacrifice speed, and you can sit here and get the juke on after the catch, and then you can sit here and do like that. But here's another thing that you can do as a blocking wide receiver, right? So one thing you definitely can use is run off elite. You can use honorary linemen. You can use, actually, yeah, you can use evasive still, just in case if he still gets the ball, and technically persistent, and you can put it in here with, so Vanguard is only a tight end ability. You can't use Vanguard on the wide receivers. So basically with this, you can still use, as a blocking wide receiver, what would you use as that? I think you still got to keep it on whatever you want, maybe a max security at this point. But as a blocking, you can use honorary lineman, run off elite. So this would basically distract them if you like using a draw, something like that, bring it up towards the field. But then when you use the honorary lineman, you will win blocks against the defensive backs, and basically they will not shed off and help you out in that. But you can technically use just run off elite, honorary lineman, evasive, persistent to not get knocked out of the zone for whatever. Or you can just go ahead and use that for a different ability that you need, probably like a red zone threat, or maybe with a route tech. You can use one of the deep in, deep outs, mid in, mid outs, whatever, and you can pair that however you want it. But balanced wise, if you want to go ahead and sneak that honorary lineman in there and then still use the deep in, deep outs, which is down here, yeah. So that means you can use honorary lineman, deep in, deep out, evasive, and still tack that in with the yak 'em up. That would most likely be a really good stack for a blocking wide receiver, because then even if you're sitting here blocking, you need it, go ahead and do it just like that. And then if you still need it for the pass, he can still be here for the pass. That's what I would do as a wide receiver, blocking and with receiving. Let's go head straight to tight ends. Here with the tight ends is also self-explanatory as well. If you want to just have a tight end, if you have a quarterback with tight out, which means it helps you out with catching, with your tight end, you technically do not need the same stack as you would with a wide receiver, which is the mid in, mid out, deep in, deep out. If you do not want to use that tight out for a tight end and then basically go ahead and run that whole ability stack on him, then do that. But one thing I want to do with him, you can actually put offensive lineman Kims on him. So you could use it all day. You can actually use another secure protector on a tight end and have him blocking. So we'll do it as a blocking tight end. So we'll have secure protector. I'm gonna show you guys the abilities for a blocking tight end first. Then we can go ahead and move on. You can have screen protector, secure protector. You can still technically use matchup nightmare if you would like to, and you could use all day if you're just going to block your tight end the whole time. You could technically do this stuff. You can have two tight ends. One of them will be on the line, you can use out for passes, and another one you can use your other tight end with abilities to go to fullback. Put your fullback in the game, and you technically have a secure protector, you have a screen protector, you have all this as your fullback. So then you can use it all day if you want to, or you can technically use persistent, right? And you can use it with Vanguard. Vanguard, when they have this, they are guaranteed dominant impact block wins. Like this is like the most OP tight end ability to have. All you gotta do is just get catches with them and go for 10 yards. And then after that, you have not only your your trust, you got your nasty streaks, you got your vanguards. It's just going to be hellacious, okay? Very hard to knock it out, especially when you have persistent. But also, if you don't want to use that, then just use one of these abilities here. Maybe a route attack if you want them. But also maybe sneak it in if you actually do get a catch. You can put that jukebox on the tight end, and you can even get glitchy with that. You can literally stack up your wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, quarterbacks, all with jukebox, and then you just wouldn't lose a game. You really wouldn't lose a game. Even with the options and things of that nature, you can still use a tight end. Even use it like the fake field goal. You can use a jukebox on a tight end. On that little one where they kite the ball, throw it up to the tight end and try and get sticky with it. You can use it with a jukebox as well. Even Matador has stronger protection against dominant bull rush attempts by defenders. That's where if somebody's using the A gap and you put him as a fullback blocking for your quarterback, you have a tight end that can block for your quarterback. But now we're going to go ahead and do this where it's like as a wide receiver. So you can use that tight end apprentice if you don't have the apprentice already. I already said that. You can easily use route tech, like I said, once again, if you don't have the abilities. You can use the deep in, deep out, right? You can have that matchup nightmare, and technically you can have that persistence, so that means you can go ahead and use the double me. Double me for a tight end, I feel like is pretty OP. Because if you have that one-on-one and you know how to swerve, this is very, very good. Makes the swerve even better. But I know how to swerve with basically wide receivers, tight ends, even with running backs. So I pretty much don't even need to use double me, but double me still works. Like if you catch it and then you get contact, they're not going to make you get that knockout unless another person comes in and hits you afterwards. So if you want that for sure catch, you can use double me. You can actually use max security. Once again, you can use max security to help out with that as well. Wrecking ball is like you basically, I'm big and powerful, I can stiff arm you, I can truck you if I really want to, make him to a power back tight end if you want to. But even Crash and Smash, it's basically the same thing as Wrecking Ball kind of, but yeah, it's pretty much still up to you. You can even still use Vanguard if you need to, because if you're already destroying them passing, doing things like that, you can actually just have that on for the rest of the game. If you want to run to that side, you run to that side, you get a dominant pass rush, doing things like that. But that's what a great thing you can use with a tight end. Let's go ahead and head to offensive line. Here with the tackles, we're literally going to do all the alignment in one because it's literally three things. It's tackles, guards, centers. All going to be majority of the same thing. For tackles, you're going to need edge protector or secure protector. I suggest secure protector. Okay. All day post up nasty streak. Basically, what Trent Williams have is like literally the God stack. Or if you want edge protector and what was the other one that I know that you could use? Threat detector. So if you had another slot that you want to help with threat detector, you don't know who's blitzing you, put that on. So that means edge protector, threat detector, post up and nasty streak. Best thing to use on a tackle, 100%. Or you can use secure protector, like I said. Another one that's kind of what you call it is tough nut. So when somebody like blitzes you and takes down your resistance points, you put on tough nut, you won't lose them as much. You can actually hold on to them block, even when you think, oh, I have secure protector, so this should work for me. You still need resistance points to kind of like help you out with that. So that's why I kind of was sneaking the tough nut in there. And then natural talent. I like the natural talent, you feel me? Because they start every new blocking encounter with built-in resistance. So instead of using a tough nut that has increased resistance points, so that means you just have more points to hold until they deplete, you have natural talent, which means every time you lose it, you go back down and go right back up, and you have more blocking. So I like to use the natural talent, but it's completely up to you what you like to use it on. Next up, if you go over here to left guard, right over here to the best in the game, Quentin Nelson. You know what I'm saying? Don't know why he's a 90 overall, but I mean, it is what it is. 90 overall, he just would have had all day, so it wouldn't even matter. So best thing to have is nasty streak, puller lead, and what you can have a secure protector in the inside as well. You have your whole line with secure protectors. It definitely helps out a lot. It's basically your whole line with secure protectors is the equivalent to Mutt's linchpin. Basically the same thing with that. So puller, elite, nasty streak, and secure protector. You technically don't even need them as an X factor. Well, you can't go up to X factor, but you can still get 4 abilities as a as a offensive lineman. But that's pretty much all that you would technically need there. If you want and don't want secure protectors, you can use post up, because sometimes when you need to double team the inside D tackle, you could use a post up. But like I said, if we go over here to a center, somebody with abilities as a center, so you telling me out of everybody here in the league, there's nobody with abilities. So we're just going to put an ability on Frank Ragnar and then basically show you guys what I'm talking about. Here with Frank Ragnar, the best abilities for you to have is definitely going to be post up, nasty streak, and I like to use, like I said, natural talent. You're not going to use no puller elite with no center. You could have that secure protector as well, but the one reason why you would need a post up and you would technically need a secure protector on your center is because most of the dollar A gaps, things of that nature, you need to double team the D tackle for it to basically be blocked. You need to shift the line a certain way to sit here and block some of these A gaps, B gaps that's here in the game, and to have the post up secure protector on your center is huge. So that means like most of the blocks isn't even going to come in as fast. It might work for disengages and things of that nature though, but it's definitely going to slow it down a bit for you to understand that there's different ways to block blitzes, but it definitely helps with ability sometimes. So there's definitely not going to help with the outside blitzes. You're going to have to block the running back, shift, and do all these other stuff. But this is to help out with the A gaps and things of that nature when it comes to CFM. But majority, if you don't even want to use abilities on a center, it definitely helps out with it, especially if you have somebody like a Chris Jones, Dexter Lawrence, Quentin Williams, somebody with abilities on your center. They see his abilities on the outside, but not in the middle. They're going to attack that middle who doesn't have any abilities. And basically, that post up, that secure protector is going to help you out the best you can. So with that just secures the offense. Let's head over to defense. And here's where I literally it's just a round of applause for literally the best D end in all of Madden. It's not no Michael Parsons. It's not Myles Garrett. It's not Aaron Donald. It's Max Crosby. Max Crosby, literally anybody that I have used in Madden has literally played as best as Max Crosby. Max Crosby is literally the MVP of mostly all of my games when it comes to Madden. So to literally display him in this video, it has to be the highest honor, and it will be disrespectful not to even add him in here. But the best thing that I use to have it come on, no matter if it's passing or running, you're going to need that edge threat on him, that double or nothing, pass committed, and you would like to use that inside stuff. This is basically kind of the balance that you will possibly need. But if you do not like to use pass committed, and you know that's basically your opponent seeing you use pass committed is very, very good. But sometimes when you just need to run that ball, if they don't see no outsiders on, they're going to run into the outside. And if he is on the outside, use that no outsiders on. He's going to shed over to that side to force you to go inside. So that means your D tackles or you user in that gap can get in there. That's what the stack is. So double or nothing, no outsiders, inside stuff, and edge threat. And if you have somebody, probably could use this on a D tackle or around outside linebacker. Put defensive rally on, but majority put it on a D tackle. So that means now you can have just another rush point to use it towards that edge threat, or even that edge threat elite if you get to a 95 overall power rusher, and you can easily get to the quarterback in very good amount of time, to the point where you don't need to pass commit. But the pass commit, it definitely helped during the pass commit. And then here on defense, you could use momentum shift. You guys know about that momentum shift. But you could also use Fearmonger. I've heard that their rush moves are test free. So if you already have patch moves on, you can use Relentless, and as soon as you go ahead and have that rush and they want to run the ball, boom, boom, I'm there instantly. You can also use let me see, Unstoppable Force 100%. If you use Unstoppable Force, you guys already know about it. One-on-ones, if you can come out in like a 3-3 cub, a 3-3 wide, you know what I'm saying, and get everybody that one-on-one, he's going to get to the quarterback every single time. Fearmonger, you know, they get pressure on the quarterback while engaged with blockers. If you have the edge through the lead, you probably don't need this. You have under pressure, you don't need it. Blitz, when they enter this, all blockers has the resistance bars wiped out. So that means now when you attack velocity, when he wants to get to the quarterback, he's guaranteed to get that almost every time with blitz. So it's really much up to you what you want. It's Unstoppable Force, you can use blitz, you can use momentum shift, you can use relentless. It's some of the best abilities, X factors you can use in the game. And if you wanted to do just strictly running, you can do double or nothing, no outsiders, inside stuff, and El Toro. So that means when they have they'll have great bull rush wins when their pass rushes are full. But you got to remember, if they have let's go to actually ratings. If you see over here that they have bull rush, use El Toro. If they have spin and swim moves, use Ripper and swim move. You know, because those are for people that has those traits that are proven to do those moves. Do not put it on somebody that does not have these traits. And you guys see all these traits that he has is literally everything in the game for him to use. And he even has strip ball. So you can put strip specialist on him. He gets to the quarterback, he'll strip ball out. He's literally the best in the game. Hands down. Nobody else is better than Max Crosby. You guys can debate a wall. Max Crosby is the best defensive player in Madden. Arguably in the NFL. We ain't gonna talk about that though. But yeah, you can technically go with a run stopper as well. Run stopper is very, very good. Double or nothing, no outsiders, that stuff, run stopper. Or if you don't want to use that, you can, like I said, use El Toro. You can use secure protectors. Secure tacklers. If you know you're going to get to the outside and you don't want to get juked by them, you can tack that on as well. But this is most likely going to be the run that you will use. You can even use your left ends to go inside a D tackle. So that means you even have, like, let's just say an edge threat in the inside as well. You can use that if you want to be that weird. But this is most likely going to be the thing that you use. And then let's just go straight over to the D tackle. D tackles is probably going to be self-explanatory as well. They're going to use the El Toro. They're going to use double or nothing. You can use inside stuff, and you can use either run stopper or pass committed, because then it's going to help out with your D tackles as well. If you have pass committed on, your whole defensive line. It's literally going to shed everybody when you pass the ball. even run committed. If you run, there's a run committed, but I don't really think a run commit even works like that, especially if you have the inside stuff and things of that nature. Just go ahead and try and use it, because they can't double team every single D tackle, every single D lineman in the game. You can only D tackle one person. I mean, double team one person. So defensive rally, inside stuff, don't think El Toro, definitely something you can use. You can also use under pressure. If they have a quarterback that doesn't even have fearless on, you can use under pressure. Definitely works out for you right there. But yeah, for a defensive tackle, you definitely either defensive rally or under pressure. But you do need to have one D tackle, somebody on the D line with that defensive rally for you to actually get those extra points for them to shed third and fourth down every single play. So you don't even have to worry about defense. But yeah, and then once again for here, run stopper will be here. If you get them tackled for loss, things like that. Now when you sit here and see them lit up, you can go ahead and use that W. It's a W. But even for the pass, the same thing for the pass, because D tackles most likely is not going to get that many sacks in the game compared to like DBs, looping linebackers or looping safeties inside the box. Usually use that El Toro double or nothing. If you're using them, oh my god, don't even get me started with that. You come out in the cover 4, come out in the cover 3, and you're sitting here using Chris Jones with El Toro and just do one swim move and then switch off, and now he's just getting to the quarterback. It's literally just one of the most hellacious things in the game. So you can go ahead and use that mixed with the under pressure and things of that nature. It's just going to be bad. Let's go over to the linebackers and help you out. But also, before I go over to that, the D ends is basically the same thing as outside linebacker. Because technically here with the outside linebackers, you can still get those edge, like the double or nothings. You get the swim move, things like that. You can still get the edge threat, things like that, because they're still basically on the edge. But now they're as a linebacker, they can get other things like, lurker. They can still get pick artists, okay? They could get zone abilities. They can get secure tackling. So I prefer my outside linebackers on the line to not only get DN abilities, but also get DB abilities and linebacker abilities, But yeah, even get lumberjack. So that means if you just beat somebody up with that, you can get crusher, demoralizer, no deflator, unless you go to no linebacker. But yeah, you basically get everything at one. That's why I like to use outside linebackers down there. So if you have like a Max Crosby and you want to put him out to left outside linebacker, so then you can get pick artists and things like that, move them. You want that extra? Move them. So then here with the linebackers, you can get edge threat, no outsiders. You can easily put in where's that? Oh, there it is. I just seen it. Inside stuff, and now pick artists. So now if somebody's getting to the quarterback and they tackle him and they're right there, you can get D-line picks in CFM and make it even more of a headache. You know what I'm saying? Or if you would like to, you can use the secure protector, like I said, double or nothing. You can use the flat zone KO, because you can put your lineman out into those little flats down there just in case they want to get to the tight end or the running back is quick. Get a little knockout, cheeky little knockout right there. You can even use short route KO. But man him up towards the running back, you'll get a short route knockout when he's manned up. And it's underneath 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. So it definitely helps out. They just use like a little text route or whatever like that. Tackle him. Short route KO definitely works from the outside linebacker. Little tip though. So if you on the outside and you see the running back on that side where he's at, go ahead and man him up. And you'll get a nice little knockout. So basically it just makes the ends more universal, makes them panic and be like, oh, do I need this? Do I need that? That definitely helps them out as well. But now let's go over to middle linebacker and show you guys the middle linebacking ones. That definitely helps you out, especially if this is going to be your user. First off, let me show you if he's going to be on the edge. So if he's going to be here on the edge, you can use the inside stuff. You can use the run stopper. You can use technically film study if they don't ban it. You can use film study if you know they run the same plays over and over again. You can do that. But if you're smart enough to know, you can definitely do it without it. Run pick artist, and you can easily run a deflator or no outsiders. So no outsiders, inside stuff, run stopper, pick artist. Still use that on the outside. So you can use a middle linebacker on the edge. You can supplement. You can do that easily. But if you are using them, So then this will turn out to be a mid-zone KO, lurker, and this is pretty much up to you. So if you want to use a crusher, if you know you're going to hit stick them, do that. If you know that you could technically blitz them, you can use that under pressure, get to the quarterback. If you're going to loop them, you know what I'm saying? You can use Secure Protector. Literally, this will actually work out a lot better. Avalanche, you got to be at a 95 overall. So if you have a 95 overall run stopping with a linebacker, he's literally going to be the best if you have that Avalanche on. Mind Reader is basically a film study for an X Factor ability. And Selfless is what I would like for y'all to use on your linebackers. Now, this is where this ability gets crazy, right? So it says when they enter the zone, all on-field teammates enter the zone as well. So that means you technically don't need to do anything as far as the Max Crosby, anybody on the DBs. If you have two on the D-line and you want to get them the extra shed on top of force and things of that nature, keep doing hit sticks with them. And to kind of help you out a little bit, instead of doing the lurker, if you got pick artists, technically you can go ahead and use it, but you can also use that persistent as well to only use like 2 hit sticks, and now everybody else got their X factors on, right? But in this state of mind, for some reason with Selfless, it also works to the offense. So I would suggest using it, right? If you get that Selfless and it turns on, that means all of a sudden now everybody on offense is doing it. Especially like I've seen it like work on a 4th down. Like if you get a hit stick and he gets it on, somehow the offense now got all of his stuff on too. And we didn't even do anything for offense. So I suggest sometimes it's buggy like that, sometimes it's not. Not gonna say all the time, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Selfless needs to get on. But if you don't want to use that and you want something else, you can easily go to shut down. So now when you enter the zone, the coverage tighter, interceptions are more frequent. You can have the zone hawk. You can even use reinforcements. Like if you know that you're blitzing them, you can use them to like get back there. You can use that. Momentum shift as well. But momentum shift, it's like you make the hit stick tackles, you have the momentum shift on. It's just harder to use that. You just might as well go ahead and take it to the chin if somebody has their X factor on as a running back, something like that, because it's harder to even do this in CFM than it is in MUT. Why? Because everybody uses it in MUT is because it's so easy to get. So in a CFM standpoint, it's not really that well to do it. So yeah, just go ahead and use that for your linebackers. And that's how you do it from both sides. Now, finally, we're going to go ahead and use the DBs. Here in the DBs, we're going to show you guys all for run, for the pass, and for just evading blocks. So right here for the man abilities, I do not personally run man, but I know some of the best man abilities to use is deep zone knockout, medium route knockout, and I've seen inside shade and outside shade work very, very well with this. And then you match it up with universal coverage. No matter if it's a man or zone that you run, your universal coverage, it will work with everything else. But also you can pick one or just put it with both. You actually can, if you're using the corners on the outside to the point where somebody you know that's going to go deep routes the whole time, use just deep route knockout, and then you can put it on with pick artists and then match it with anything else. If you want, you can have the pick artist with the deep route inside shade or outside shade. So if you're on the outside, like I said, go ahead and use that outside shade, or actually no, use that inside shade. Okay, because if you already know that they're going to go to the outside and they have a really good man on that, then you can go ahead and use the inside shade instead of outside, and then you can put on either acrobat. Actually, no. So if you want to use inside the outside shade, the equivalent to that is basically one step ahead. Sorry, I forgot that was literally an ability. But also medium route. Yeah. So basically one step ahead, deep route, medium route, pick artist. Same thing. I totally forgot that one step ahead was here again. So basically, no matter if it's outside shade or inside shade, you can do one to use one step ahead, no matter what side. But if you want to use straight zone, what I do is basically going to be this. So it's going to be deep out zone KO, mid zone KO, flat zone KO, and pick artist with the universal coverage. But if you know somebody that's going to be in zone and in man at the same time, use the deep out zone KO, use the deep route KO, mid zone or medium route KO, right? And then use your pick artist and things of that nature. Or if you don't even like to use that, you can technically pair this all up. Deep route KO, deep out zone KO, deep route, mid zone, medium route knockout, using all of that. So that means it don't matter if they're in man or in zone, they're going to knock it out. But you got to make sure that you do it on the right person. If it's in man, if it's in zone, whoever's in that zone, they're going to knock that out anyway. But if you want to, if you know somebody that got that runoff elite or somebody that's running the whole time, use on the ball. So that means when they do that wide receiver runoffs, you know, that runoff elite, they're not going to fall for that. So you just stick that on just in case, and you're not going to get hit with runoffs. Even if they have the runoff elite on or not, those runoffs where they go all the way down the field, they're not going to go for that. They're just going to go, all right, boom, cool, I'm going for a run, bang, I'm right there. But yeah, that's most likely what you would use for the corners. For the safeties, though, it's a whole other thing. Safeties, when it's in the box or up top, if it's a zone, most likely you're gonna have the deep end knockout, you're gonna have the deep out zone pick artist, and you're gonna have mid zone KO if you get your 4 abilities. If you get 3, that means you gotta pick. Basically take pick artists out, do whatever like that. Boom. But if you have selfless on, it's basically hit 6 tackles. I wouldn't even use that like that. If you use it in zone, if you're doing it in zone, this will be great to do it in. Even if they're here in man, you can technically use a deep out, deep in, mid route, deep route. You can do that for the safeties as well. But if they are in the box, that's a whole nother story. If you have like 2 abilities already up top, and you have another safety with abilities in the inside, and you want to go and use it for blitzing and things of that nature, so then you keep it with the pick artist. You'll use Tackle Supreme. You can also use, well, not Secure Protector. If you have Tackle Supreme, you don't need Secure Protector. You can use Deflator, and you can use Mid Zone KO. I feel like this is the best stack, because now if you leave them in the zone right there and you use somebody else who doesn't have abilities or anything of that nature, they can get that mid zone knockout. They can have the Deflator, so that means they can get they can get fatigue. Pick artists, they're sitting there going to catch it, and Tackle Supreme, they're not going to get juked out by anything. And with this, you can use selfless. You can use selfless with somebody in the box. So that means if you know he's going to sit here and get tackles and things of that nature, now you can get your D-line pick right. You can get your safeties in that zone right. If you're using man, you can get both of your corners now with universal coverage. You can get your safeties with universal coverage. You can have 1 universal coverage, and you can have 1 D-line ability go crazy. So if you have like a safety and a D tackle go crazy, then that's done now after hit sticks. You can get both your D-lines and with your unstoppable forces and relentless, things like that. Helps you out with the rest of the team. So yeah, I would suggest using selfless in this stack if it's in the box. If you just want to have somebody in the box that's just going to do it all for you, take that out and put in flat zone KO. Basically now he becomes a slot. And I forgot to tell you guys about the slot version of the cornerback, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that one last time. If you are in the slot for a cornerback, use mid zone, use flat, use medium, and use short. Okay, but sometimes they would use their corners to go deep, so you kind of want to like mess around with it a little bit, maybe to the point of using, well, you can't even use a deep end. So if you need somebody in the slot that has a deep end to help you out, go over to a safety. A safety in a slot probably be the best thing for you, because then you could go ahead and stack a deep end zone KO. You can stack a flat zone. You can stack a medium and a pick artist all in the slot. So then whatever happens is going to be a knockout, right? You can even use deep route, medium route, short route, and pick artist on a safety as well. So that means no matter if this is you just man up the slot the whole time, you just can't throw it to him at all if it's manned up, right? Or keep the deep and keep the short, and then just go mid zone, right? So if you put them in a vert hook, you put them in anything like that, they're going to get knocked out no matter what. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the best of stacks to use. Last but not least, it's just no doubt for a kicker that you need to have your Zen kicker, you need to have your focus kicker, and you need to have either, well, I prefer clutch because if they try to ice you, you can use that. But yeah, this is basically no matter what kick he has a slow kick meter. You don't have to worry about anything, and then it's just immune to being iced. But precision kicker, for some people that don't know how to kick, and if you don't see your kick meter, you probably would need to use this. Then I would suggest taking out focus kicker and using precision to know that you're getting in there. If it's a shorter kick, you should know how to kick it by then, but just use it just like that. That's what I use for kickers. And for punters, it's basically the same thing. They don't have different ones. You use it like that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. That is all the abilities updated for you guys. You guys asked for it. Give it to you guys again and help you out with abilities as far as CFM and things of that nature. You guys want any other questions, anything else that you guys want to use, definitely hit me up in the comments down below. Give you guys that video out as soon as possible, and just giving you guys just the best way to play CFM that benefits you and makes it harder for your opponent to get in, because it's a lot of things that you can do cheese wise. Quotation cheese, because a lot of people use cheese and glitch blitz and nanos and things of that nature when they don't want to adjust. But there's a lot of stuff you got to do in CFM. So if you want to be one step ahead and use abilities, this is the best way to use them. If you like it, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you guys new. As always, folks, peace out.